Yeah, thank you very much. We do have a bit of a Brazilian derby. These two teams are going to be going head-to-head, and of course, one of these teams will be heading home. So it's all to play for, Hugo, but I am curious. I want to hear your thoughts on this matchup. What way do you see this one going?
I think Imperial can upset, if you want to call it an upset. I think I agree with the sentiment on the desk with Chad that they are going to come into this one prepared, right? They had a rough opening game. They get 8 rounds against NRG, you know, without a doubt, the top team in the Americas Minor. And, you know, you can't look too deep into that game at the end of the day. Whereas INTZ, they play the team that I would say is in somewhat level ground out of being Bravado, and they also struggled there. So I'd like to think Imperial have done their homework coming into this game. We have a lot of experience in this team, despite maybe not, you know, some of the more recent names that we would see on the INTZ guys. But let's find out, Harry. Let's not question this anymore as we jump into the first map of this best-of-3 elimination match. Now, it is going to be the pick of Imperial as well. Overpass coming through. The Betway odds favouring INTZ, but only by a smidgen.
Yeah, and this is where the map choice for me gets very, very interesting. Overpass is a map that, you know, both these teams have played a little bit, but neither one of them have found all too much success on as of late. Imperial, I don't even think they've won this map yet, so you know, now would certainly be the time to add that stat to your team. And you can see Imperial starting off over here at mid. Cello, the rest of the gang, they've got aggressive down at long, and that has netted them the early man advantage. Imperial, in spite of having 4 players here at this portion of the map, weren't able to trade that back. And INTZ, they know they've got away with a bit of a blessing. They know they've got away with this one for free, and they will be rotating everyone away, taking the man advantage in their stride. So Imperial now trying to play back into this round of man down to at least salvage the smoke. And now look to try and go for this B play.
Oh, but these CTs, they don't want to give it away for free. We've got them challenging somewhat, almost like they wanted to push back up the pit. Now that smoke's not gone down on Cat, and this rotation's been forced from DZT up on the A site, but it won't be enough because that bomb's just been dropped by Sand. Showtime not able to cover his teammate on the plant, and a messy pissed around from Imperial. A desperation play into that B bomb site, and you know, when you're already down a couple of players and you send in a flank up on A, that's only going to make your defenses, or I guess attacking forces, weaker on that lower site. I like the call from INTZ to back off after that kill on long as well. They don't overcommit, they don't overstep. Once they get that first man advantage, those 3 players, well, they definitely could have gotten a little bit more out of that. It would have been, you know, somewhat scrappy, and there's definitely the chance that you come out of that engagement unfavorably. So INTZ, they get a kill and they instantly fall back. As a result, we're going to have them taking the pist around here on the map pick of Imperial. And a quick pause, as I imagine things have gone skew with, but we shouldn't expect anything too crazy from Imperial in this round. It's likely just going to be that Glock buy, nothing too much, as we wait for rifles in the third.
Yeah, now obviously for you and me, you know, we got to see these guys play just yesterday. INTZ lost that opening game versus Bravado. Imperial, we also saw them get ruined by NRG over on Nuke. Now, I don't think, you know, you can argue that, and I think, sorry, I think you can definitely make the argument NRG favourites to win the entire minor. I think that's something that maybe, you know, most people would agree on. But Imperial actually had a pretty decent showing, and that was over on Nuke. So, you know, a good map for NRG. Now, admittedly, that's been one that Imperial have been working on, but that's pretty impressive what I saw out of the Imperial guys. I do think they play very regimented CS for the most part. Feels like they're a lot less reliant on these individual stars to step up.
And that was one of the problems, I think, when we saw them versus NRG, right? Like, even if you try and execute a really nice strategy, if you're running into some of the best players in North America and they're just getting 3 kills off of a USP, there's just not much you can do, Harry, when people are that good. So, you know, this is probably a game that is more on their level. And already off to a bit of a slower start, but that's to be expected with losing the pistol. We do have those AKs coming in round number 3 here for Imperial. There's now INTZ still running that bonus round, still with SMG in play, but not too much of a worry for the time being. I am very much interested to see what Imperial can bring into this map. As you said, not one that they play religiously, but that's why I'd like to think that they've been doing some work behind the scenes, saving it for you know, an important matchup like this, an elimination game from the minor. They don't want to go out on day number 2 of the Americas. Again, we have this long push from INTZ. 2 players gone in deep very early on. Now, Showtime's on the other side, but we're going to just see INTZ escort a man here, Cello, and then back off, because already with no player spotted up towards A, it's likely that Imperial have control down towards this lower site, so we'll see some rotations come out from the CTs.
Ooh. That's Cello on this aggressive play down at long, getting mopped up, and they lose that information, man. So now the question for INTZ becomes, what are they going to do in response to this? They're sitting a man down. They've used most of their utility already in the opening 40 seconds or so of this round. Still have that Molotov on KNG, and if this push comes in towards a B-bomb site, that's going to prove to be very valuable indeed. He's sat over here, tucked away right now, not peeking on out. Imperial slowly but surely creeping forward, and you can see now that Molotov goes out towards a short position. It's not going to find anyone as Imperial are already up and past it. But yeah, Ziel and KNG fighting a couple between them. Destiny's in with another. And actually, this round's fallen apart for Imperial. Things were looking good after they found Cello early on. Now it does just fall to DZT. Oh, they line up for him, though. And DZT, the savior. 4 kills in that round. As somehow he clutches that out. That was a, what, a 1v4 from him?
Whatever it was ridiculous, Harry, and definitely shouldn't have gone that way. It seemed like INTZ definitely got stuck in that rut of going, oh, you know, we should just trade this kill, and constantly re-peeking to try and fight this final player. Great work from him, though, lining up the 2 final kills as well, and last bullet in the mag finds that final blow. And dear, oh dear, what a round to lose. INTZ now forcing things up. They've got the AWP, they've got 2 CZs as well, far from a great buy, and KNG already getting forced back. So no early pick coming from this solo orb. As Imperial, well, they did win that round. They took it with 4 casualties. So, I mean, look at their buy, Harry. It's barely any better. Especially in terms of that utility being pretty weak on 2 of these players. A very slow default from Imperial. They don't know exactly what INTZ are pulling into this round other than the fact they're forcing. So just waiting to see if we see any more CT aggression. And I don't blame them with the way INTZ have been already showcasing this on long. With 2 pushes down so far in just 3 rounds played. Connect control is going to be gathered by Imperial as they clear out this portion, and Destiny's pushed up on B short. This allows for the A rotation because he's got so much info down towards B, knowing that both Monster and Short are clear. Gives his teammates plenty of time to rotate back down, but Imperial might wrap around. Now the thing is, they could sneak right past him, and if he doesn't move from this position, he might have no info.
Yeah, he's just shy of spotting these players crossing, as you say. Unless they head towards short, he's not going to see it. It's a Destiny. Oh, just shy of getting all the info in the world. This B play looking to come in once again from the Imperial side. They get the site for free. There's KNG, though. Secures the opener from the heavens, and now INTZ, they do look interested in what this B-bomb site has in store. Time it ticking on it down, but Destiny in with another. It's ZQKS to go down. And as this man continues to aggress in, it's Yell actually to find himself another. He drops all the players down towards Monster. Destiny in with 2, INTZ. That is going to be a 3rd round for them, keeping 4 players alive. Money runs out over on the side of Imperial, so a chance for INTZ to chain together a couple of their own. Of course, the winner of this going on to face Bravado, which, if you are in the INTZ camp, you're looking to get revenge for that opening day game where we saw them get 12-16 by the South African team over on Train. Certainly not the debut that the Brazilian squad would have liked.
Not at all, but always a chance to bounce back from that again with so many rounds being played. That's a long demo. There's probably mistakes to highlight there. Nice nade, though. KNG and Zan both getting tagged down very early on. These forced by wars continuing, Harry, and I think we're going to see a lot of these in this matchup. Pistols with a couple of lone rifles for Imperial. Again, this long aggression, but this time only from a solo man. Now, the danger here is if Cello goes down, that's going to gift a gun over to Imperial, and they've not got many of those. Couple of scavengers they are. As we see them start to progress slowly up towards this A site. Now, they could go past Cello here, who's not watching up towards the long toilets, currently still watching down towards the fountain, but it's all about the timing. Do they even check this position? DZT's walked out unaware. And he's going to be making noise as well, so Cello should realize this at some point, but he's just not taking a look at them. Instead, he's going back towards short, doubling through. And I think INTZ could get misinformation from this. Cello's cleared out A, he thinks. And as a result, we're having all these A players rotate down towards the lower site, apart from a solo man. But in the meantime, Imperial have their entire team up in the short area.
And Cello's probably thinking, where are they? I've gone so far and no one's peeked me, no one's watching this. When's the penny going to drop? When are they going to realize? And, you know, now you imagine it does. KNG's going to hear these footsteps. Cello, beginning this rotation round, is going to be a little bit red-faced, as he has let Imperial slip on in to this bomb site. Now Zan able to open up. Ooh, second as well. Showtime trying to deal with him with that CZ up close, and it does not pan out. Cello now giving up his position on this flank, but that does not matter, as DZT and Tifa going to get pressured.
Whoa.
Zand on 3. And INTZ will be securing the 4th. They keep it clean, all 5 players staying alive, but the bomb plant for Imperial, far more than maybe they should have got away with in that round.
Yeah, this is 2 rounds in a row for INTZ where they've played weird positions with really no information and heavily gambled their rotations off the back of that, right? We saw Destiny up on short, giving away Monster, and of course, luckily, Imperial creep into B. And now we have the same story with Cello up on A long, and they creep into short. So, you know, you can't always account for that. This is very unlucky for INTZ, but they're gonna be aware of these gamble stacks and these rotations, and maybe not going off with the best of info. 4-1 either way. The rounds have been won. The retakes have been fantastic so far for the CT side, but pistols now in for the Imperial guys with no armor behind it, just Eagles. You'd imagine it would be a fairly clean round, but we'll see what these guys can show with these hand cannons. Well, not much to start. KNG's on the boost, so he finds DZT, and we are going to have Tifa creep into this B-bomb site, but oh, what a shot!
What can you do against that if you're Destiny? Rest of the team trying to take control of the toilet. Zand has been looking good with the AUG, but ZQK is going to be there to pick him up and deal with the point man for INTZ. Does feel like it's going to be out of the frying pan into the fire, though, for ZQK, as he now has to go blow for blow with KNG, who just sits pretty with this AWP over on SWAT. He's going to feel very comfortable at these longer ranges. There is still the smoke on ZQK. So he could look to nullify the AWP that's currently posted up over in Bank, instead of opting to use it at the stairs. Tifa in with 1, but will he get the read that Cello's already posted up, looking to avenge his fallen brethren? Indeed, he will not. Cello able to stand the test of time inside of the A-bomb site. That will be INTZ in with a 5th. Slow start from Showtime. Still yet to field a kill here for the Imperial T side. And that was sort of the same story in their matchup yesterday versus NRG.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot of rifle rounds though, so let's remain aware of that. It has been a bit of a force by bonanza for the Imperial guys, back and forth. And taking into account they went 2-0 down before they even had that first rifle round, which they did pick up, but it's been a slow start without a doubt. 5-1 here to the CTs. Remember, this is the map pick of Imperial as well, so we do expect to see something here on this T side, but they've been getting it very, very unfortunate in the post plants. Now, more players up towards A for INTZ than usual, an aggressive stance on long, and still a double connector play as well. This allows for them to give up B as Destiny watches from the CT spawn, and they can play retake, which is fine. Not the most common, but we've already seen these retakes on B be successful for INTZ in the past, so can't inherently count them out of this. And it's definitely a bit of a different setup, which could catch out Imperial. Now, they do have the utility, and they seem to be being very methodical with clearing out, checking all these close angles and watching for aggressive CTs, as we have seen many of them. Yell on the secondary AWP, and they're going to have to get past this position, but that's the bomb spotted already. Second kill, can't come through it. Shiz on the trade, pulls it back to the 4-on-4, but KNG keeps the advantage here up on that A site.
Once more, by the way, important to note, Cello is pushed all the way down through long. He's got a lot of information from this, and even the opportunity to wrap onto Showtime. Now, KNG is going to beat him to that kill. The issue is, across the map for Imperial, they lose players left and right, and that leaves DZT. He's not aware that Cello's gone aggressive down through long. And that's INTZ finding a sick. They keep on, as you say, being allowed to secure these very aggressive footholds, not ones that we frequently see players in over and over again. You know, long aggression, usually something that we see broken out, you know, here and there to try and mix things up, to try and pressure somewhere else on the map. It's not often that we see players commit to that every single round.
Yeah, and it's seeming like Imperial just can't keep on top of the fact that INTZ keep on switching up these setups, right? Going from, you know, heavy B plays to heavy A plays and seemingly always losing that man advantage. Now it's again low money here for the Imperial Esports camp as they've got to go just for pistols, some utility. Wait for that loss bonus to kick in, but it is coming in big, at least for now. It's nice to see this AWP as well and Yell. Obviously, the exit orbit from Luminosity, so a couple of strong AWP players in the INTZ camp. Going to be a difficult game for Imperial to fight back against that. But Yell dropped that. We'll be going back to the Org as KNG sits solo on the sniper. Let's see what these pistols can do again. Imperial already faster. This time, forcing back that AWP without too much of a loss. KNG will get back towards the site, and Zan going to be by him as well, but they don't have to worry about long just yet, because these Ts are still rushing up to the toilets.
Just these pistols. That smoke down keeps them at bay for the time being, but now we are going to get to see that Imperial march. Ooh. Oh. Uh-oh, Zan sprays down 3. Very good control with the Org. Oh, he's not done. He's not done. He wants the ace. He's hungry for it. He's hungry for frags. The issue is, Shuz has let him sneak by. Zan just misses the timing there. Lucky right now, and Shuz will deny the ace. But still, only one man remaining. INTZ, they're peeking into this. They're giving him the fight, so they're just hunting him down. They're going to move 7-1 up.
Interesting scoring for a Brazil game as well. But a strong start nonetheless for INTZ, 7-1, and now we have the rifles back out for Imperial as well. Great round from Zan. That was some impressive spray control with the Org. I mean, you called it early on in the game. You said this guy's been looking good with that gun, and I think I have to agree with that, Harry. He's 16-4. So a damn strong start to this map. 16-5 rather. 200 ADR, but we are early days, and that's very hard to keep on through an entire matchup. Now, a faster play for Imperial. They're going down towards that lower site once again. We do have the fast short control taken from this T side. The bomb and monster as well. It seems like Imperial want to go for the immediate execute. ZQKS looking for the AWP pickup on short as well, but there's no one facing him. INTZ not giving a pick away, playing very contained within the bomb site. Now, Destiny could get caught out here on the barrels. And Showtime seems to be aware of the possibility. Still yet to field a frag. And 4 players here for the CT side if you count that player in heaven as well. This is a very strong defense from the likes of INTZ.
Ooh, Assure's on the double entry. Cello waiting for this rotation, but he's bought a lot of time. This has really cut this push in half, and even more than that, it's dropped the bomb over at short. Yal's gone rotating in through the connector, and Zan's up in the heaven. Not through connector, rather. Instead, I actually opted in a group up down at Graffiti. ZQK and DZT. They've got a lot of work to do now. They do have that Incendiary still over on DZT, and ZQKS going to go ahead and put them back into a 2-on-2 now. They're able to get this Molotov up into the heavens. Maybe something could come of this round, but as it doesn't fall there, this now becomes a tricky one indeed. ZQK not quite able to find anything yet. Now we're going to try and go blow for blow with Cello. We'll be given the one-on-one as the reposition from Zan comes in, but there's only 10 seconds. Zan knows he has that clock running down. ZQK baits the peak, and he's going to clutch it in the 1v2. My word. This man, reason that, you know, you and I have spoke about him so much over on the side of Imperial, at least, you know, in the game that we cast the other day, one of the things that we do speak about is the experience he brings to this team, right? He's been around for a very long time.
Yeah, very calm and calculated in the clutch as well. That's something you need for this Imperial side. INTZ have been off to such a strong start, but that could be the round that gets Imperial back into things, gives him a bit of confidence. But again, it seems like when these Imperial win these rounds, it's by the skin of their teeth. It's saving no money, no guns. And as a result, it's very hard to keep up this T side without getting reset when you don't have the weaponry behind it. Khalil on DZT, lacking utility on 3 players, even head armor. So, I mean, you know, it's great that Imperial win the round, but it's so hard to keep that going. And if they get put down to $1,400 on the loss bonus here and now, this half could be a sweep.
Yeah, and we saw Zan, you know, taking the AWP, bit unusual. I'm glad to see him back on what his AUG, iconic weapon with him. I've now dubbed it the Zandax because, you know, it puts you to sleep and it cuts you in half. So that's what he's been doing with it right now, and he's been feeling fantastic. Let's see if he can continue that form, as this is an important buy for either side. Economic reset is within view for either team, and this becomes important because for Imperial, that could be a way of very much getting back into this game. Suddenly, you know, you win this round, INTZ, maybe they float the buy in the next, or maybe they go for it regardless. You set yourself up nicely to have the best chance of chaining a couple together. You imagine if you go 4-7, that's already a decent T side for Imperial.
Imperial going back to the slower style, though. It seems like this hasn't been the best of them in the past. Kenji's up in the toilets as well. He's side by side with Zan. This has been a killer A-hold from them. Still that triple B, but Imperial have crept out through this connector. Now the smokes are down for the time being, which gives Imperial a little control towards short, but as they start to fade, this is where INTZ need to make a move, either back or forward. They'll choose back. Zan stays in the same position. They'll run by him. They also make a lot of noise. That's the issue, because with 30 seconds left, this is very likely going to be telegraphed. You can see Zan has so much info. Once they start throwing in these smokes, he's going to be able to come in through the backline, and they've just gained no map control. They have no information. Zan picking off the backline. 18 seconds left up. There's shoes to take him down on long, but the information is still in the hands of INTZ. They know it's an A play, so that rotate's coming through, but a crucial entry from Showtime may have just saved the day.
Bomb plan not quite able to be denied through the smoke, and yeah, 3-on-3 in this retake, holding so close. There's a man here, and Yell able to spot him, delete Showtime as he tries to be patient, tries to bide his time, and now this does fall onto Tifa. And shows the issue they're going to have Cello A on this wrap, but also B, the fact that he's got so much utility left on him. Uh-oh, Shiz walks to his demise, and now that's Tifa attempting a 1v3 over towards long. You do not fancy his odds, and with good reason. INTZ straight back and in with an 8th round.
Really nice retaking from INTZ. That's been the best part of the CT side for them, without a doubt. It's seeming like all on the same page. We even see that hold from Cello. He's so ready for the push around the flank because they've lost control of information regarding one of those 2 players. So Cello assumes he's flanking back round, and the 2 players on the site can deal with the man on long. Of course, it was Showtime to even get Imperial into that round to begin with, because without that time left, KNG could have easily denied the bomb, but a big entry from the player who's been having a slow start. However, he gets shut down shortly after. Molotov even denies Imperial early map control here, and it's again INTZ throwing in another crazy stack. 4 players down on this lower site. This has been so unpredictable for Imperial. Got this AWP here as well from KNG. Not seen him in this position before. Zan playing solo A, but who else would you want? Given the performance that he's having. KNG's on a good position as well, but they will be creeping right past him, going through towards his short spot. That's the bomb dropped as well. Massive opening kill here for INTZ. A lot of info off the back of it, and this quad stack is only going to stay as they continue to find kills and mop up these Imperial players.
I mean, this is looking just grim. You wouldn't expect this was a force buy from Imperial. They've been laid waste to once more. This bomb outside of B is really not in a great spot for DZT to try and retrieve. Players hunting him down. INTZ, they just look so confident. They're not even waiting to give him a chance to set up. Not even letting him get a foot in the door there, Hugo. They're already rammed their way through it. I don't know, I was trying to think, the battering ram, what's that big old thing that like...
I think you got it right there, yeah.
Yeah, I think I nailed it actually, didn't I?
Yeah. Believe in yourself, Harry.
Well, believe in yourself. Maybe that's the word of advice you should be throwing in the way of Imperial right now. Currently sitting with just 2 rounds to their name.
I think they only need more than belief at this point. This has been a stellar CT side from INTZ so far on the map pick of Imperial as well. If this continues, then we're going to have a quick series and a 3-map prediction. Zand is just absolutely tearing them apart again.
He's actually too good with the ult.
Yeah.
And on the back of him, on the back of him, we're just going to nerf it into the ground.
He's 21-7 right now. 21.
That is just mind-blowing. That's the thing. He looks so poised while he's using it.
It's just the transfer. It's a spray control. And like you can say, oh, yeah, okay, the spray's not as hard as the AK or the M4, but to consistently be able to go left, right, left and get 3 kills every time is unreal. 4 in that round on the anti-eco. It was only pistols after all, but here's the buy. One of the last ones that will be coming in for Imperial this half. Nice nades early on. They do try and keep KNG back, but he's just so hungry for these early kills. INTZ have been full of them. Does he realize it's a close man who has crossed? Probably not, but he's going to get away before Showtime gets a chance to find that frag. Now KNG repositioning back on long, even making that jump up to the flower beds. Yell's in the connector as well, and they've already died from this position before. Now even if they come out from lower, he's got Zand to watch his back, so it's not a huge worry right now, but Zand's been taken apart. Now Yell needs to step up, pins it from 2 angles, Showtime gets a kill, and Imperial now a 5-on-3, their best situation they've had in a while.
Yeah, they actually sit reasonably comfortably here. They have control over towards mid. KNG, the only man who really stands between them and this portion of the map, and he goes slow peeking into Showtime, who just holds that angle, waiting for INTZ to make a mistake, and indeed they do. Chell is rotated up into A, but you can see Imperial, they're not moving. They know that INTZ, they can still very much frag their way back into the round if given the opportunity, so they're going to take things slow in their approach. ZQKS just catches a very fortunate timing there. I was going to say, he's up here on his own. He's going to give away this one-on-one. If he goes down, then maybe there's a chance for INTZ. But he gets very fortunate that that smoke was dropped. And now for Destiny, he's just going to try and hold on to this AWP. But you imagine they're not going to let him get away with it. You can already see ZQKS is down here inside of this B-bomb site.
I mean, he could look to do as much damage as he wants. The money's not going to be a problem here for the CT side. That being said, 15 HP. Does not want to take a fight if he doesn't have to, but every kill really does count, especially when Imperial need at least 3 guns surviving if they want to make a profit on this round. That flank is coming through as well with 2 players and a third up on long to cut off his position there. If he goes connector, then he will save his gun, and that seems to be the case. So a 3rd round taken from Imperial, definitely a slow map so far, but if they can salvage this to 5 on the half, this is definitely doable once they move over to their CT side. That being said, they've got no clear outlier performing out of his mind. Shiz has had a good game. ZQK has had that 1 clutch round on B. Other than that, it's not really come out too well for Imperial. Whereas you look at INTZ, you've got Zand absolutely popping off. And I'm hesitant to say that this won't continue at this rate. 10-3, another reset round attempted from INTZ as they look to break the money for the last round of the half.
We do finally get to see a bit more AWPing action from Imperial as well, and that's something I'm excited about. Finally have someone to go toe-to-toe versus these scoped rifles over on INTZ. This boost at the B bomb site. Cello, the man who's up there right now, this could catch Imperial off guard if they're not careful.
Oh, there it is. Cello finding the opening kill. DZT, no idea what hit him as he opens the door and gets absolutely blindsided. Now another round with INTZ on the man advantage. Imperial going to back off of this B site. Although I say that, it's actually only ZQKS trying to put pressure on A. The rest rotating that bomb round. Now ZQKS has utility. The question is, does he want to try and sell the fake, or does he want to go and commit to the B play with his team? As they group up outside of Monster, 30 seconds left up. ZQKS does come down after all, but we still have a triple setup here for INTZ. 25 seconds on the clock. The smoke down, cuts off the Molotov, keeps Destiny alive, and that nade down monster is going to do so much damage to three of these players. Now Destiny can line up a couple, but he can't see them through the smoke, but he would be able to deny the bomb plant. He's behind them, they have no idea. There's the bomb dropped, and that's the round done. 11 rounds to INTZ, 3 for Imperial, and the last round of the half as Imperial have no money.
What a dominant CT side this has been from INTZ. I did not anticipate that this squad would come into today firing on all cylinders, looking so fired up. But, you know, elimination is on the line, right? For these guys, I don't think you can argue that they weren't... I think everyone expected to see more from them, right? You look at some of the names in this squad. You've got Yell. He was obviously one of the stars back of that Luminosity roster back in not too long ago now. Was actually playing with Showtime. Got Cello in there as well. He was another hard hitter from that same Luminosity squad. Then KNG, obviously. Probably one of the most well-known players within Brazil. Maybe not for the right reasons. But still has a lot of talent on him and has looked to go back on some of that.
Major finalist.
Yeah, exactly, right?
You don't get that easily. So yeah, definitely not wanting to be knocked out here in day 2 of the Americas Minor. And INTZ look like they've come to play, as you say, Harry. 2 rifles on Imperial, 3 pistols. Fast long play already coming through for Imperial. With only Zand on the other side, he's going to be back towards that toilets. Now, there is that AWP the way on back on the A site, but Zand is going to be completely cut off and alone here. They do have a flash for this position. They definitely should use it, but Showtime going to dry peek, and he'll get the kill anyway, so it won't matter. 4 HP left to him. But at least that's the AUG scavenge picked up now by another player on this T side. It's going to bolster their weaponry just that little bit more. KNG missing his shot. But Yell has a good position to finish off Showtime. He's already low. He's down with a pistol, however, because of that tag. Yell finding the kill, and now the long push going to come in. Again, it's another 20-second push for Imperial. They're running out of time.
Oh, indeed they are. This smoke being down is going to cause them so many problems, and they realize they have to go through it. The issue there is Yell. He's going to find that quick double, looking for a little bit more, and they do manage to shut him up at the very least, but that bomb plant's been denied, and KNG, he's done it. Cello just has to tuck and run. INTZ 12-3 as they provided dominant CT side half. They were looking asleep yesterday, but they've certainly shown up today. Everyone stepping into their own, but most notably, obviously, has to be Zand over on that AUG. He looked unreal. Are we going to see that continue heading into the second half, or will we see Imperial recover? Find out after the break. things not looking all too easy for Imperial over on their T side. Moving into their CT side half, we need to see some sort of recovery if they want to stand any chance here in this first map. To say the pistol round feels like a necessity is an understatement. DZT going to turn his attention over in towards mid early on. You can see INTZ. Interesting thing to note, very heavy utility purchase here between Yell and Destiny. And most notably to me is going to be that Molotov over on Yell. Not the most common feature in pistol rounds. Going to look to try and maybe keep that into the post plant. You can use it to try and deny the defuse. Ooh, sending it first, and that's all the utility gone. Destiny falls, and he was the man with it. So the smoke will be retrieved at the very least, meaning that they do still have 2 smokes in this A side take.
The thing is that bomb got spotted, but these rotations are taking so damn long for Imperial. They've barely pushed off of the B site right now as INTZ bring the bomb towards long. Instead, though, double back. And this rotate down the connector, this is going to be the big change because Zand is already here and he might be able to catch out Tifa, opening up the B site. Great shot from Tifa, though. It might just keep Imperial in this round.
Certainly looks like INTZ walking his way. Believe it. And worried that there might be a man hiding in the connector. There is not. Their real trouble's only just beginning as they try and take short. 2 players residing here, but they've been able to deal with the first. That was KNG to open things up. Oh, it's a pretend one again. Back towards A we go. We're just going to keep on faking. INTZ feeling good. Charging in towards this A bomb site. ZQK has already rotated in. And he's tapping down range. Yell there to pick it up. Bomb goes down, and this leaves Showtime. 2 of his ex-teammates left standing, and he's got to try and find something. They delete him, and now we're into the one-on-one at KNG. Inside the bomb site, shuts down Shiz, and INTZ find themselves the pistol round 13-3. You're all saying, start as you mean to go on. Couldn't ring more true now for this INTZ T side.
Yeah, great call to keep rotating back and forth, but it was that kill, that one position where INTZ checked back connector, and not only, and sorry, that actually forced Tifa to go forward as he assumed they were rotating back up to A early, and that gave them another kill to him when he had a great position to actually lock down connector. So caught out of an unfavorable angle because of the time INTZ took to rotate down those stairs. But that little bit of luck combined with the nice calling from INTZ to just double back and continually hit the lesser stacked bomb site of the 2. And great call as well to make the bomb go first on long when they initially pushed, because it showed the bomb, it forced that connect to rotate and allowed them to kill the player down on B. But this round it's just pistols for Imperial and not much else. The damage has already come through, and Destiny and Cello are tagged up, plus Zan going down. But with 2 players left up for Imperial on USPs, it's not going to be the biggest of worries. Should have INTZ able to deal with this one without too many more casualties, if any. Because if you look at Yell, he's already up on that A bomb site right now. So these B players are waiting for him to clear out behind enemy lines. KNG even spotting a man trying to get into the connector. There's 2 of them here now. This long rotate from Yell is going to slow down the round. As he spots him on the site, that can call for the push to rotate back up towards A, and the bomb will do exactly that. So he's locked off the only point of rotation here for Imperial, considering KNG's already in the connector. And, ooh, they'll go for a boost. I like it, but the more time it takes, the more Yell realizes the potential.
He's realized that very well, and yeah, I mean, now Fetch is just attempting to hold on to the MAC-10, which really, yeah, it doesn't feel like much.
It isn't much.
Still, that 1 kill he gets, that's $600. That's just $600. INTZ 14-3. I was hoping maybe we could have seen a couple more kills go his way, but for Shiz, I mean, you know, I say it's just $600. It does allow the AWP to come out now if they would like. They've decided against it, though, opting just for 5 rifles in this round.
Maybe expecting that INTZ will somewhat run a bonus and a faster approach for what could be, you know, near the end of the game, 14-3, and not wanting to have the AWP stacked on the wrong bomb site only for it to, you know, get negated in the retake. That being said, I would have loved to see an AWP here in this round, especially with KNG pulling in his first as well on the T side. We're actually going for a full spawn boost, classic. Hey. We haven't seen this for a while, and he might be able to catch someone as well, but the train, oh, absolutely cock-blocked.
Oh, he hits the tower. Stop going back. You got saved by a train the first time around. That's not going to happen again. Oh, Do we need the trade on Overpass? That's the question.
No.
Not really.
No.
No other map has anything like it. What's next? A car that goes down banana?
That's just Freiburg in 2015, right? Absolutely roaming through people. Or maybe 2014.
Yeah. Well, yeah, well.
14-3 here.
Glossing over that. DZT.
Ooh.
He'll look to shut down Yell over towards long, and that will be INTZ repelled from this portion of the map. They suddenly don't look too keen on it. Shiz and it's Showtime. Also known as Shiz Time down towards this B-bomb site, looking to try and hold things back, and the rotation in from Tita. Or Tifa, rather. There will be this three-man hold here. So INTZ walking into the more stacked of these two bomb sites. A fast rotation available from ZQKS into the heavens. All these B-bomb site players have to do is hold the fort, and Destiny coming in with a team kill couldn't be more poorly timed. And that leaves KNG in this one on 4, but this isn't happening. 7 seconds left. He's just looking to try and hold on to the AWP, and even then it feels like a bit of a miracle if he gets away with that.
Oh, they're coming for him as well. Got to be very careful, but they were just retrieving guns back on that short position. So big upgrade round from Imperial. They get all those AKs moved forward as well. So 14-4. The road to recovery begins here, Harry. We just saw Team 1 pull a comeback against E United after, well, at one point it was 11-0, and then I think it was a 12-3 half, and they lost at 16-14. So it's definitely doable. We've already seen it before today in the Americas Minor. And then I think, as far as I'm aware, Team 1 went on to win the next map. I looked at like 14-2, so I can't imagine that went wrong for them. Either way, INTZ do not want this to happen. They don't want to give away the comeback, so it's going to be a fast approach up through the short water. Tifa's there, Shiz as well. They're getting aggressive on the CT side, and there's one trade, but it's after a couple of kills. Luckily, enough damage has been done to both Tifa and Showtime, and this AWP has been picked back up by Zand, who's having a great game. That being said, he's been slow in the second half. Actually, this is a really good call from INTZ. Go deep into the monster. Imperial have backed off, but they've regressed up on that A site. Now, they have a long rotation, but this boost might be able to catch out a couple of players.
Oh, well, it certainly caught out Cello. That just leaves Yell and Zan. They do have the Molotov, so that's going to allow them to get this bomb down at the very least. You can get him throw that over at Graffiti, and that stops these players from pushing on in. But you can see Zan with the bomb on his back. The issue with this position is if he gets caught and that bomb gets dropped, this round is over.
Oh, he just gets it to the site. Yeah, we're going to go for the peak to try and cover the plant as well. They won't reboost because they've got that flank in play. It's going to be on DZT to really open up this round, but he might be making a lot of noise, and it's down to question whether Yell heard that or not. Zan going to try and get aggressive here. And here's the flank that we've been waiting for. DZT clears out a lot of the sites, so they should worry about this close pit position. Yell's killed the flanker. DZT dead. And now it's Zan to step up as well. He's found the first. Tifa's coming in from his close as well. Yell's found the player in upper, but he hasn't taken the kill, and his teammates dropped as well. But the bomb, it's ticking away. They need to get on this defuse now, and Yell's going to miss another shot. He can't follow up, and the defuse is there for Imperial just in the last couple of seconds. 5 rounds taken by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah, really grinding these wins out are Imperial. They're looking to try and grind their way back into this game. There's no money for INTZ here, so a real chance for Imperial to do exactly that, right? You imagine they pick up this 6th round, a bit of a partial investment from INTZ. The one thing I have been a fan of is how they've been playing here down towards this B-bar. So we see them taking a very active approach and changing things up. That round they employed the boost round prior. Some more passive play with Tifa doing that jump early on to try and get the information. This time, once again, it's 3 players down at B, bolstering this portion of the map, allowing ZQK and DZT. Yeah, well, they were peeking out through mid a moment ago, but now they've actually taken very, very passive positions inside of this bomb site. So only time will tell if that becomes maybe a bit of a vulnerability. They're going to have to play very reactively to this play. I mean, these rotations could take a while to come in. Now, thankfully, you do have the utility on ZQKS and DZT to buy you time. Ooh. Yell is just getting teased at this point. Ooh. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with the suspense.
As soon as that toilet smoke fades, we might see INTZ just rush this bomb site. 3 players here, though, for Imperial. Molotov going through. Yeah, now going to go for it. ZQK does get that kill on Long. Follow up, 2 headshots on this AWP. Great shot so far, but how much more can he get? INTZ still have a couple of pistols left up, but 20 seconds, it's looking like a done deal unless someone can go crazy. And right now they're getting torn to shreds by this AWP. Tifa jumps in for a double at the end of the round, and it will be 6 for Imperial. Flawless, so a chance for them to actually build up some money for a change. We didn't see much of that in their T side. Constantly getting reset, constantly on eco. Or force buy. And now at least they've got some bank to play with, meaning INTZ will be buying up here.
What you'll notice is that in comparison to how we often see teams approach Overpass, Imperial taking a very passive approach on both bomb sites. You know, the 3 guys down in B that round just holding, playing passively. Now, you know, maybe aware they're going to be up against just a partial investment. Because now we can see DZT this time around taking a very active stance in probing mid. Takes that early peek and doesn't spot anything on the back of it. And for Imperial, that somewhat reassures them that this 3-man hold down at the B bomb site is the right call, and they've boosted Showtime up. You can see very far from the top his watchtower. The only issue is Shuz has been knocked out from underneath them, and their little flimsy house of cards down towards that B bomb site has crumbled down around them. And now just DZT and ZQK are standing. I'm not sure they're even going to bother going for this.
Definitely not anymore. The worst part about that boost is Showtime. Once he was up the top, the T's had already passed into the monster tunnel. So he looks at Long and he goes, "Oh, it's empty, it's fine." And his teammate therefore runs back towards Graffiti with his knife out, assuming, "Oh, there's no one here." But by that point, INTZ had actually already pushed past the monster position. They're already in the tunnels, Harry, and emerged into that B site with 3 kills in a couple of seconds. It's INTZ finally getting their 15th round. It was a slow crawl back at the start of the half from Imperial, but it seems like this flame has been snuffed out before it could start a forest fire. And even the orb gets dropped as well. Insult to injury, salt in the wound, call it whatever you like. It's 15 rounds coming in clutch for the INTZ boys. Luckily enough, Imperial, who did take that flawless anti-eco in the previous, do still have money for another attempt at a buy.
That's a pretty gut-wrenching way to lose the round if you are Imperial. You know, they do such a good job of keeping that previous one clean. You know, you build the money up, things are looking good. You're grinding out a couple of these wins over on your CT side. And then, you know, they've been so conditioned to believe in the INTZ have been taking, you know, they've been taking these rounds so slowly. Very rarely had we seen that dedicated aggression. Normally, all these plays very, very telegraphed. This round, actually, DZT out through mid. KNG is certainly not ready for that. In response to this, you can see INTZ looking to try and pressure one of these bomb sites quickly. And they've picked up ZQKS. Now looking to try and challenge DZT. Well, I know he's on his own. And they have managed to secure the trade at the very least. DZT's done a good job, though, of at least managing one there. I feel like that's really more than he should have bargained for. Now, though, for ZQK, the man at the helm of this team, he's just got to sit back and watch as these 3 younger guns try and keep him in it. Only issue they're going to find is they've already lost Tifa, and now just Shuz and Showtime standing. Is it Shuz time, or is this going to be INTZ securing map 1?
Well, Shuz is too far away from the action. This bomb's up short right now, but as I say that, we can see Zand progressing down through monsters, so they may consider a rotation here unless Zand tries to just solo clear out this bomb site to play for the info and let the rest of his teammates approach his 2-on-2. Showtime already falling down towards his lower site as well, and that couldn't be worse timed because this is when the bomb goes back up towards A. Now Zand going to try and look for a free entry kill here, but he does lose the battle. That will only convince Showtime to stick around, and it's not going to be the right call. This bomb's doubling back up on A, and the plant can come through. So with a Molotov and 2 flashes, INTZ can play the post plant. A bit of a tongue twister, but 2-on-2 nonetheless.
Yeah, that Molotov is the thing that creates so many problems for Imperial. They were gifted a little bit of extra time for these rotations to come in, thanks to INTZ faking out the bomb plant. Destiny now left in the 1v2, and crucially, it's Cello, the man with the molly. Full inside of the site. Destiny holding close, and he tries to take the fight on a Showtime. Defuse all come in. Imperial still have fight left in them. A 7th round here as they manage to stay afloat.
It seems like they can only win these rounds by the skin of their teeth. They're always coming down to the 1v1s. And yeah, okay, they've been winning them somewhat consistently, but it's not going to mean anything in the long run when you can't build up an economy. You're already down 15-7. This is asking for a lot for Imperial to actually still bring this game back despite that 1-round win. And definitely sloppy post plants there from INTZ. You can see Cello watching, oh sorry, Destiny watching the flank, but with Cello being exposed to short while also being in position to only watch the A site. Maybe a lapse in communication there for INTZ. This boost is up again. KNG blocked by the train. And the jump came in earlier, but it won't come through again. Oh. The question is, how long do you hold this before you just go, screw it, let's rush B?
I mean, I guess this is our case study in that. Oh!
Yeah, give that up.
It's always disappointing when you don't, you know, when you see it doesn't land.
Yeah. Well, look at this stack up on B right now, though. Imperial with 4 players in position. We've got only DZT utility-less up towards A, so he's going to call for a rotate. ZQKS moving back up through the CT spawn. Imperial getting forced to use utility down on B as nades are thrown in.
Yeah, but the molly over at Barrel's missed. Now, that one didn't, but you've wasted a decent bit clearing out this one portion. If you had the extra Molotov, you could have used one of those either in the post plant. You could have tried to force one of these players out. Showtime, for example. This could have been a great spot for them to have found it. Opening kill by forcing this fight, especially as he drops that close smoke. They now have a very good idea that there's a man holding close to the monster on the other side of it. Oh.
Flash through the molly, doing damage. Zand runs right through it with the spray down from Shiz. 2 kills, might even find a 3rd, and yes, he does. Cello alone, running through the Molotov to his death. Shiz on 8 HP, won't make a difference. 4 kills on that B site. No flashbangs, though, for the INTZ guys. You already talked about the utility being fairly low. Well, they didn't invest in any of those, so it does come back to haunt them when they actually go for the execute. First tactical pause being called from the INTZ guys, not wanting this game to get too far away from them, but we're seeing signs of life on the CT side of Imperial. The question is, how many more rounds will they get, or will it be snuffed out? Probably not here with the full eco coming through from the likes of INTZ, but in the upcoming one, they're still going to have that loss bonus.
Still, this T-side really isn't looking too easy for INTZ. INTZ caught sleeping in these last few rounds. Just pistols over on this T side. That's all they've got to fight in this one, as you pointed out. So a real shot for Imperial to grind back into this game. They're doing a fantastic job of that right now. You do feel like the one issue they've got is they've left themselves no room for error. And as we saw from that round, if you recall, when they tried to boost Showtime up down in that B bomb site, all it takes is one small mistake and you've given this first map away. QK will get mopped up, but that's what DZT's job is. And everybody falls. Imperial in 9th. This is the round that INTZ were focusing on. This was the reason for that tactical pause. This is where we get to see the fruits of that play into a round. So I'm curious to see what the plan is here.
Yeah, they haven't got the best buy, things considered. No AWP really in these last few buy rounds on the T side, but enough to get the job done. Let's see what they choose to, how they choose to approach this one. Because it definitely is getting out of control, right? It's only 9-15, and as you say, 1 round can make all the difference. I mean, it will just literally win the map for INTZ, but yeah, this is only 3 or 4 buy rounds away from actually being in overtime. And Imperial have been coming up clutch in these buy rounds, so definitely not over yet. Don't get ahead of yourselves. Don't let the score deceive you. Slow default from INTZ early on in the round, waiting for this CT aggression that is not coming in currently. We have 3 players up on that A site for Imperial, but going no further than the toilets. Destiny will be able to clear out this connector, so INTZ slowly but surely gaining more map control and therefore information. Might put some pressure on long, but ZQKS is here with the AUG as well. We even had this AWP down on B. ZQKS giving up early with that one, but they are closing the distance, and if they flash in, he could be in a world of hurt.
Oh, ZQKS immediately halting this A play. No trades either, and with 3 players grouped up along, Yell could be in a world of hurt. Indeed he is. Able to contend and deal with him. Destiny desperately trying to catch these players crossing back into the bomb site. Takes a bit of a leap of faith, and Destiny will be rewarded. They must know that there's another man over towards this portion of the map, and that's DZT giving up the fight, giving up the man advantage, and also giving away this A bomb site. Showtime and Shiz left standing, but these two, they've been a bit of a dynamic duo in these clutch situations for Imperial. They've been good at getting it done. As this dynamic duo, they've got to try and do it again, but this time, no. 16-9, INTZ finally able to close out Overpass.
Yeah, looking to get it done eventually, right? As you say, it just takes 1 round at the end of the day and no room for error for that CT side. We're going to be heading over to the second map, though it's INTZ's pick coming up next, so join us after the break for exactly that.